Okay, welcome to eye protection. This is a quick presentation about why you need eye protection and why employees should be wearing eye protection at all times whenever working, with grinders or working outside in general, doing construction, maintenance, anything like that. Eye protection is required by OSHA pretty much universally unless you're working at a desk. We're going to pretend that these right here are my safety glasses. I somehow have managed to misplace mine, but the show must roll on. OSHA's eye protection requirement is found in CFR 29 1910.133, and it pretty much follows ANSI Z87. ANSI Z87 has been around since the 1970s, but ANSI Z87.1 is the latest revision of that. Kind of incorporates a couple of new things, but the basic standards are still there. The basic principles are still there. So here we have some of the, OSHA requirements. These are just all pulled straight from the standard. We've got employers shall ensure that each affected employee uses appropriate eye or face protection when exposed to eye or face hazards from flying particles, molten metal, liquid chemicals, acids, etc. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you're going to be in a position where you're going to be exposed to something that could strike you in the face or strike you in the eye, you need to be wearing eye protection. We only have two eyes. They don't have a prosthetic. You get a glass eyeball, sure, but you can't see with it. So we have to protect the two eyes that we're given. And this standard really just tries to put everybody in the best position to not have to live with a disability for the rest of their lives. Up here we have the ANSI Z87.1 standard. It has impact markings if the lens or frame is ANSI Z87 rated. It will be marked on there Z87, Z87 plus, one or the other. If it's Z87 plus, it's actually going to be high mass impact rated, which is a 500 gram weight, pointed weight, dropped from at least 4 feet directly onto the glass. So that's going to be good for protection against things like, exploding grinder discs or liquid under pressure, something like that. That's going to save you most times from losing an eye. Now the surrounding area that's not covered by that glass may get damaged, but you should be able to maintain your eyes, your vision, if you have Z87 plus safety glasses. It also has a high velocity test or high velocity impact test. It's a steel ball traveling at 102 miles per hour, shot at the safety glass lens. And for safety goggles, that goes up to 250 miles an hour. Goggles are a lot more robust. They have a lot more material. And so to, really have the most amount of protection, goggles is really what you want. As far as if there's a good chance that something could explode and hit you in the eyes or anything like that, goggles will keep you much safer than safety glasses. Safety glasses will keep you much safer than not wearing anything at all. With the new revision to the Z87 standard, there comes new markings on some lenses. A W marking would define a welding filter shade number, and that goes from W2 to W5. And that's just kind of, adding to the Z87 standard as far as this is what it needs to be certified to. There are also other markings for UV light protection, dust protection, and a few others out there. A W2 would be good for torch soldering, a W3 for brazing, and a W5 for all the way up to plasma arc cutting. Now that's not a welding helmet, that's not a welding shade. You're not going to grab these that have a W5 marking and go weld all day and not have any problems. These are just tinted dark enough to allow you to actually see while you're working. Okay, sorry about that. So up next, we've got some eye injury statistics. According to the BLM, there are approximately 20,000 eye injuries throughout each year in the United States. Not all of those are work-related, but most of those are. Some of those come from, just dad out there mowing and he, hits some rocks or something and a rock comes back and hits him in the eye. But a lot of these are related to, a work incident taking place and the worker not wearing safety glasses or wearing improper safety glasses, that aren't Z87 rated for the task that he or she is doing. According to a study done by JAMA Ophthalmology, 75% of work-related eye injuries happen to men. That's pretty self-explanatory, guys. We don't really like to put our safety glasses on. I don't need that. Bob's not going to wear them. I'm not going to wear them. We're good. Well, that's kind of a toxic culture that we should change as far as the workplace, to ensure that everybody is wearing their safety glasses every time. The most common injury mechanism is being struck by or against an object or person. That's like a grinder disc exploding, a hydraulic line puncturing and exploding, something like that impacts the eye. The same data showed the average inpatient care cost was over $30,000 per incident. Now, this data is from 2014, from a study done between 2005, I believe, and 2014. $30,000 in 2014 was a lot of money, but with inflation and everything else that's happened in the last 10 years, I would gander to say it's probably double that. I would say it's probably closer to $60,000 that your company would be spending to try and help someone who has an eye-related injury at work. So a $10 pair of safety glasses or a $60,000 hospital bill, plus workers' comp, plus if the worker has to sue to try and, recoup some money from being injured and disabled for the rest of his life, his or her life. So it's really worth just buying the safety glasses and ensuring everybody is wearing them, no matter who they are. Kind of the basics that OSHA wants you to follow is to identify eye hazards before starting work, and then select the appropriate eye protection for the task at hand, whether that be safety glasses, safety goggles, a safety face mask, basic PPE, mouth covering, hearing protection, gloves, fire-resistant clothing, what have you. Wear safety glasses that are marked Z87 plus on the frame or lenses. This ensures that everybody knows these glasses are impact rated. They are going to not fail if an accident takes place. Use vented goggles for dust, such as cement dust, and non-vented goggles for chemicals. If you're working with chemicals, you obviously don't want to have vents in there that are going to allow those chemicals to get into your eyes through the fumes and vapors or a spill or anything like that. Use face shields with safety glasses or goggles for protection from flying objects and chemical splashes. And so if you're wearing a face shield, that's not quite enough. You need to have safety glasses on underneath that face shield, because the face shield is really protecting your face, but it doesn't cover your eyes. So safety goggles or glasses would actually cover the eyes and keep the eyes from catching anything that gets around the face shield. And then last, take care of eye protection, replace it when it's damaged. Everybody should be periodically inspecting their eye protection. If it's got scratches, if it's got dents, if it's, the frame's broken, anything like that, it needs to be replaced. Don't nickel and dime people over, a $10 pair of safety glasses because they've already replaced 2 pairs in the last month. Replace the safety glasses. It's going to save you money. It's going to save them a disability. It's going to save the company money. It helps everyone. So kind of a little deeper on the basics. The first step is to conduct a thorough and detailed assessment of the workplace and identify those potential eye and face hazards. And then this will inform the safety professional selection of appropriate protective equipment. Based on the hazard assessment, employers must choose protective eyewear that meets ANSI Z87.1 standards and is suitable for the identified task. Workers should be trained on the importance of eye protection, how to use and maintain protective eyewear properly, and what to do in case of a emergency or eye injury. If you get something in your eyes, the water station is over here, call out for help, try to get the eyes immediately to start washing, how long you need to wash your eyes if a chemical gets in, because some chemicals you can wash your eyes for 2 minutes and you're good. Some require a 15-minute flush, 20-minute flush, and the damage is still going to be occurring. So you kind of have to know what you're working with and how to minimize the damage should the worst occur, should safety glasses be forgotten, broken, penetrated, whatever. Inspect protective eyewear regularly for damage and replace as necessary. Proper maintenance is essential to ensure the effectiveness of the eye protection. And beyond compliance, fostering a workplace culture that prioritizes safety can significantly reduce the risk of eye injuries. So push this out, try and get everybody on board with wearing eye protection and protecting their eyes. In the end, they are the only one who can decide to wear it. But if it's a policy from the company, if it's, pushed and warned about and talked about, enough people will eventually start to wear their safety glasses, and it will become second nature. And it won't be, hey, Bob forgot his safety glasses again. It won't be, hey, I'm going to write you up because you don't have your safety glasses. Everybody will have it because everybody will know about the dangers that are associated with not wearing it. As far as the different types of eye protection, there's glasses for protection against impact and dust and flying particles, goggles that do impact, dust, chemicals, and bloodborne pathogens, face shields, which protect against splashes, sprays, and flying debris. Face shields have to be used in conjunction with safety glasses or goggles. There's welding shields that are specifically designed to protect against harmful radiation and sparks during welding operations. And then there's specialized protection for work with hazardous radiation, like lasers. Specialized eyewear that protects against specific wavelengths of light may be required. So if you're working with UV lasers or some higher band lasers, they make specific eyewear that will actually protect against that wavelength of light. You can't see UV light, so if a high-powered UV light laser was to hit you in the eye, it's pretty much instant blindness. So those safety goggles that block UV light are the ones that you're going to want your employees to be able to be wearing anytime they're near that UV light laser. In conclusion, eye protection is a very important part of PPE, and every employee who requires it should be properly trained and equipped in order to help keep themselves more safe while working. It should be regularly inspected and replaced as necessary when found to be broken or otherwise damaged. This is not just a recommendation, but an OSHA requirement. We're only given 2 eyes for life, and a prosthetic does not repair the damage should the worst occur. A $10 pair of safety glasses can save not only the employee from a lifetime disability, but the employer from exorbitant medical and litigation bills as well. With that being said, thank you for attending my safety presentation. always wear your safety glasses.